Hello Luiginoids, this is LuigiXRules playing the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword Randomizer. In the last episode we finished up the sand ship and did a couple of other things in Lanayru, almost completing it, but not quite. Because there's actually one more thing that we can get that I believe has only opened up since we have beaten the sand ship. Alright, I finally found the dock here. So, there's this huge little circle thing that I just straight up have never been to. It is the shipyard. Now that we have beaten the sand ship, there should be something for us to do here. Ordinarily, you'd have to go here because you think this is where, that guy's ship is, but then it turns out it's actually not, and then you have to go to the pirate's place. Okay, and now that those guys are taken care of, we can come up this way. Then through this door. First of all, there's this seat. Hey, that is my seat! Nobody sits there rear end on my seat but me. Got it! Seems like I'm doing that. Alright, buddy. The station here was used by folks headed to the old mines. People still ride the minecarts all over the place, though. Probably supposed to tell you there's some safety information. Alright, now time for me to figure out what the heck I need to do to activate this. Might have to complete this area first. So this is a bit of an area here. Okay, now that we are done with that, it's time to finish this area. By finish this area, I mean hey, you ready to fight this boss again? Luckily, because of our stronger than supposed to be sword, although it's not that much stronger than it's supposed to be at this point. Because at this point you're supposed to have a couple of sword upgrades, so it's supposed to be an easier fight. Still takes 4 hits, though. At least that final phase does. Now, sadly for beating him again, you don't actually get anything. But I think going through that area was required in order to unlock the next thing we'll be getting. Alright, here we go. Now that we've completed it. And I don't know if this actually requires you to beat the sand ship as well. I always assumed it did, but it might just require you to go through it a bit. So basically, we have to go through this again. And, I think we need the heart-stopping one, which is the harder one. And basically we need to beat this in a certain amount of time. It should be the second set here, which it looks like it is. So now we have to beat it, I believe, within 55 seconds, which might take a while. You know what, now that I think about it, it might actually be a minute 5, not 55 seconds. But either way, I don't think we got it on that attempt. Yeah, see, just a rare treasure. I'm gonna try until I get, less than 65. Boom, easy peasy if you take that other route. That other route that I took at that one junction is way faster. It's harder though, which is supposed to be the trade-off. Alright, now let me see. Yeah. Alright, so now you should give us the actual treasure, which is normally a piece of heart. This is a weird one to me because this is one of the many, I remember when I was looking up pieces of heart just to make sure I hadn't missed anything. This one was the one that struck me as the most odd. Because, like, there's nothing in, like, I would have assumed that this was just another one of those mini games that only gives you treasure. There are several of those that I haven't even shown off. But no, that one gives you a piece of heart if you get under 65 seconds, which is easily possible. I remember, though, that the Switch, on the Switch version, that was the one time I had to actually switch into button controls because it was so hard to get the Joy-Cons to motion control properly. But anyway, with that, we are officially done with Lanayru. We absolutely never have to go down here ever again. Except I'm going to because I'd like to grab something that's technically optional. Although we've collected everything that requires us to be in the Skyloft, that doesn't mean that we don't necessarily have to come here ever again, because there are still a couple of things that you might want to upgrade that we've gotten since the last time I've tried to upgrade. As you can see, the bow and the bug net can also be upgraded, and the bug net is something that you'll want to upgrade. Luckily, we've gotten plenty of ancient flowers and evil crystals for, from doing, I guess just from the randomizer. The tumbleweeds, I had to go to the desert and grind for. I got 5 because I thought it required 5, but apparently it only requires 3. So you want to get this. It'll help a lot for what we're going to be doing next. For some reason, I put the big bug net on the tracker as well. It's the only one of these upgrades that I put on there. And as you can see, the tumbleweed is actually required for quite a few of these upgrades. Oh, I can upgrade my slingshot, but I don't care. What? Oh yeah, you can now douse for treasure now that we got the dowsing upgrade, which we got for getting one of the sword upgrades, which reminds me that if you check my Master Sword thing, you notice that I changed it a bit to make so that the Master Sword appeared a bit bigger. So I'm also gonna get a few potions while I'm here. Alright, now that we've gotten the bug net, oh hey, it's actually a lot brighter in here now that we've freed a Leviath. But now that we've got the bug net, there's one more thing we can get in the Thunderhead here. I think we want to go right here to this island. Alright. So this island actually has a lot of intricacies to it. A couple of logs you can push down for shortcuts. But the big reason we're here is for this guy, because since we've gotten the bug net, this is actually the one thing in the randomizer that actually requires the bug net. So he discovered something insanely rare. You want it? No more. Well, let's say I managed to land a legendary Horde Colossus beetle. It's pretty much a miracle that I found it. I can't stop laughing or smiling. I'm so happy my face hurts. What? You're saying this is Beetle's pet bug? The same beetle who flies around in that shack selling junk? Yeah, give it back, dude. So you really think a sob story like that is gonna work on me? What a joke. I found this bug and it's all mine. I suppose it would be kind of mean to keep someone's favorite pet bug. But at the same time, I don't feel so bad that I'm just gonna give it right back. How about this? If you can pull off a time in my game that makes even me admit you are the master of bug catching, I'll give this little guy back. So, yep, there's a bit of a mini game here. It costs 10 rupees and you have to catch 10 insects within 3 minutes. We'll see. Some insects are easier to get than others. All of them should be not too hard since we've got... Alright, so let's see. Big bug net is going to help a lot. That's why I always get it. And they're going to show that cutscene for a while. Yeah, all of these are going to have the cutscenes because we haven't caught any of these bugs yet. It might take me a couple of attempts just to remember how to do this. Oh my gosh, that was terrible. Okay. Luckily, if you wait long enough, then the bugs will respawn. And so if you miss your opportunity the first time, then you aren't done forever. Din's power. Yeah, I think if I were to do another randomizer, I think I would disable these mini games. They just take too long, and as you can see, they're oftentimes not worth it. But that should finish up the Thunderhead, which means there's really not much else for us to do. I think all that's left really is the Earth Temple and a couple of things in the sky. He was talking about the Horned Colossus Beetle. That is something that we do need. And I guess we're technically not on the Skywalk yet, because we still need to grab the reward for completing... we still need to grab the reward for collecting all of the gratitude crystals. Alright, back at the Lumpy Pumpkin, we need to start this Kina side quest. Okay, finally back at the Earth Temple entrance. You probably already saw that I went and decided to go ahead and pick up that magma that Kina needs for her thing. But anyway, now that we have all 5 key pieces, we can open up this. Welcome to the Earth Temple. This is normally the second dungeon in the game, but this time we are taking it on last, which is just the nature of the randomizer because of all the key pieces that you need to find. It's just, you're naturally gonna run into this dungeon later. So we got a few things that we need to do here. normally you'd only have the beetle and the digging mitts. You would have the digging mitts before this point, but you really wouldn't have much. So yeah, there's really not too much for us to do. I think I'm gonna go ahead and mark some stuff here. Alright, sorry about that. This recording's been really weird because a lot of it has just been mini games and stuff that I have cut out. But this temple should actually be somewhat not quite as unlucrative as you might think. It has a lower amount of items to obtain, but since there are no keys in this dungeon, none of those things will be keys. So we have these things that we need to chop down. Then we have one more thing that we need to hit. You can either use the beetle or the bow for this. I also want to remind you that at this point you would not have the hook beetle, you just have the regular beetle. So let's just... That took way too long. So, once again, you'd normally need to use the beetle, but I think we can just shoot that bomb. And now we have pretty much a gimmick of this dungeon, is this weird ball thing that we can roll around. Don't want to roll too much though, because you can fall off. Luckily you just use the joystick, no tilting here. And we want to go up here because, first of all, let's take this opportunity to get some more bombs. Then you can blow that boulder up. I did it the safer way. I don't think you have to fall down, but I did it the way I was comfortable doing it. Hey, would you look at that? That's actually the final one of these things. We were just talking about this. There we go, that is the final one on that row. So that's where it's been this whole time. We can now go back to Skyloft and collect what that would normally give us. So we can come over here and we can grab this chest. And I think that is the final heart container of the game. Honestly, I don't think that we are going to collect every heart piece, though, because I don't think there are 8 more things in the game to collect. Much less all of them being pieces of heart. Unless I was right and there are 7 heart containers. So we're not done over on this side. We do need to roll into this thing to lift that platform. And then the whole thing about this dungeon is that you have to go all the way around to the other side, which we will be doing here pretty soon. Alright, and then once you hit the boulder, you'll want to come over here. Blast! I must have dropped it earlier. Hey, nice timing, pal. It's me, Led. You showing up here must mean we're connected somehow. You know, like fate or something. Anyways, do me a favor and get my bomb back, okay? And then it was back there. The dungeon item of this dungeon is, of course, the bomb bag. And I'll show how you're supposed to do it without the bomb bag. Wow, we can one-shot those guys. You're supposed to crawl under here, and then you're supposed to roll it underneath. Then it'll explode that boulder. Now what's up here? I don't remember. It's like a couple pots, but other than that, just a way back, maybe. That doesn't involve crawling. So now that we have rolled that boulder under there, or that bomb under there, we can come into this room. And we got a bit of a mini-boss. Once again, those guys took way longer than they should have, considering they only take 3 hits. So let's see what is in what would normally be the bomb bag chest. yeah, not surprised if there are... oh, whoops, that's the wrong tab. So it appears that, there might be enough chests for every chest to... or to obtain every piece of heart. If every single item we get from here on out is a piece of heart, then I think we can collect all of them. But I'm not sure if that's actually going to be the case. And then, oh, there we go, finally. Ugh, it's not promising. So, I was wondering what I was supposed to do because he's supposed to give you something, and it turns out you just gotta try to leave. So anyway, what we need to do now is we need to come over here. Oh yeah, I guess I should mention that that guy would have normally given us 5 bombs, which is what the 5 bombs we got earlier would have gotten us. I honestly don't remember if there's actually anything over here. I do know that you have to go this way in order to beat the dungeon, but I don't think there's actually any chests. So yeah, that wall over there was cracked. You couldn't really see it from the angle I shot it at, but it is. And I guess I should mention these guys. These guys are fire variations of the electric and yuckiness spitting guys that we've encountered. Although this is actually the first version of them you would normally encounter, the fire variants. Alright, now we're approaching something that absolutely requires the beetle. Oh, that stinks. You actually absolutely have to use the beetle in order to hit that switch. And then, you're intended to use the beetle to hit, or I guess to cut this rope as well, but of course you could also use the bow. Then I hope you're ready for some precision. If you haven't noticed already, I've been pulling back sometimes, and that is a technique that you'll want to use so that you don't always fall off. Now, here's another chest up here, if Link decides to go up. Hey, there's the boss key. That right there is the final boss key in the game. And that, this time, that is period, because Skykeep does not have a boss key. Wow, I can't believe he hit me. And finally, you'll figure out why I came around all this way. That right there is absolutely required. But anyway, I think with that platform, a hole opens up to where you can enter the left side. So I guess going to the right side first makes sense. It's been a while since I'm pretty sure, or since I've saved, I'm pretty sure. Okay, and then over here we have this thing that also requires the bomb bag. Once again, trying to ignore you. Okay, this room over here is actually 100% optional. It's just for a little fun chest. Up here, all these little goblins are... Hey, do we have such a powerful sword that we can stagger them with it? That's pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, this chest is all that's over here. Since there aren't any keys in this dungeon, this would not be a key. Oh, hey, a potion medal. It'll make, potions last longer. Like the stamina potion, for example, would be... Well, I was about to say a good example, but that's kind of redundant, isn't it? Alright, now let's finish up this dungeon. Yeah, we, believe it or not, we're getting fairly close to beating this dungeon already. It's a pretty short one. I mean, I guess it is only the second dungeon. But it's a fairly short one. We do still got a bit to go. Yeah, actually looking at it, the only thing other than the boss rewards is actually the boss key chest. So I guess we'll be taking that on. Of course, that doesn't mean we finished every single room, though. Hope you're ready to run. Then you want to go over here, not only to let this next set of boulders pass, but because you're probably going to be out of stamina. Then over here, before you go up there, you'll want to crawl under here. And then one of these should be a geyser that pushes you up here, and then once you're up here, you can throw a bomb down here. This one I always have trouble timing. I believe the optimal strategy is actually to put it down first. Yeah, finally got it. Oof, that can sometimes take me quite a while. Alright, down here now. To avoid the boulders and to recharge stamina, we need to go over here. Oh, alright, sorry about that. Ooh. There is the boss key door, or the boss door right there. Which means we got one final challenge before we get to the boss. That is indeed up this slope. Just gotta run up it, and hey, would you look at that? We got the boss chest already. Monster horn. Oof. I don't think we are going to collect every single piece of heart. But I think once you start running down, this boulder that you have to be concerned about. And then you gotta get to the side. And now that the dragon is eating, we can access the boss door. And I guess once we go in here, that signifies that we have completed the puzzle. Wow. Yeah, I guess it is only the second one, but dang, that was easy. I think, despite the fact that this is a pretty long recording, I think this is gonna end up being one of the shorter ones. But I guess we'll see. Ooh, that's a big boulder. Alright, let's just collect a couple of hearts here. And then I guess there's nothing else to do but run up this. There's a face we haven't seen in a while. Oh, it's you! Let me see. No, that's not it. This is so very embarrassing, but I seem to be at a loss for your name. This is like the 4th or 5th time we're meeting. How have you lost my name? Not that it matters, really. To tell you the truth, I'm feeling a bit frustrated, and right now I just need someone to vent to. I heard my underlings had finally captured the spirit maiden, so of course I rushed over here. What can I say? I was excited. Flustered even. But what did I find when I arrived? That agent of the goddess. Shit, once again. You see, what I'm trying to say is... That goddess-serving dog escaped with that girl! I must have the spirit maiden in order to resurrect my master! I must have her! I got a little carried away there, didn't I? I don't deal well with complications to plans I've laid out so carefully. It's a character flaw of mine. But something good can still come from this day. I've had all this bottled up anger smoldering inside me, and now I can release it all. There's someone special I'd like you to meet. Oh, don't be shy. I need to vent all this unhealthy anger, and your agony is such a great stress reliever. It won't take more than a few moments with my friend before you're charged with satisfying crisp. Let me tell you, that will put a spring in my step. Ooh. And now with that, we have Scaldera! What we need to do is we need to run from it, and then just roll it. There we go. If you roll it, then it'll roll down, and then when it sets up like that, roll a bomb down, and then there. And then you can't actually bomb him when he's all fiery like that, so you gotta roll up, then you can bomb him again. Whoops, I accidentally bombed myself there too. Then of course he's gonna suck up again. And now he's even more exposed. Of course though, since we have the strongest sword in the game, when at this point you're not supposed to have any sword upgrades except for the goddess sword, this fight is way easier. And let's see what the heart container gives us. Yay, the map. Alright, and then all the way up here, I believe, is where we need to go now. Luckily, up here, they have plenty of hearts and bombs if you ever need it. And we can go through the store. That cutscene would normally show that Zelda's here, and then I don't know, something else. But the big thing here is that we need to collect the dungeon reward. Yeah, blah 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 cutscene. And there we go. That is the Thunder Dragon song, which is the final part of the Song of the Hero. And of course, I actually have a separate graphic for the complete Song of the Hero. And this is probably not too important. Okay, and with that dungeon done, there is, like, very few things for us to do. We still need to find the other clump of gratitude crystals, but let me check and see what all the next episode is going to entail, because the next episode will be the finale. Okay, so next episode we are going to turn in Kina's crystals, grab Beetle's reward. If we find the last set of gratitude crystals, that would be nice. But I feel like we might need to go to the sealed grounds first. But anyway, all of that and the final boss will be taken on in the next episode, which will be the finale. I know, it seems kind of short for randomizer standards, but then again, I guess we are missing a good majority of the chests, which is the goddess chests. And also, frankly, this is fun to me, I don't know why. But also, there's just less items in this game in general. But, anyway, that'll do it for this episode, and the next episode is going to be the finale. Until next time, goodbye.